What's going on, Nerd Army guys? Welcome to the newest episode of Nerdsmerized. Today, guys, we are going to be continuing our adventure into the world of Game of Thrones. We are going to continue today with season number 2, episode number 7, titled A Man Without Honor. So, guys, let's get right into this one. Then we start off with Theon and the rest of his men discovering the body of the guard that Asha killed in the middle of the night. And they point out, that was the bitch that you were fucking, Theon. How'd she kill this guy? And where are the boys? They realize the kids are gone. Holy shit. So the guy that pointed out the fact that it was Theon's fault, because Theon was fucking her, was the fat ass douche that was talking shit to him back on the docks when Theon was trying to give orders. So Theon makes an example of this motherfucker and whoops his fucking ass. He beats this fat motherfucker senseless. And I'm stoked. I got stoked for fucking Theon. I like this badass Theon. I want to see him continue like this. Theon orders everyone to get the hounds. Then we actually see Theon talking to the Maester of Winterfell, and he explains that Ned Stark always told me 500 soldiers could hold this place against 10,000. He's not wrong, just the way it's laid out. It's very well made and well produced. You're very easily able to defend this castle of Winterfell, so 500 men could hold back 10,000 easily, and that's something that he's counting on. So if Robb Stark wants to send a bunch of guys, this little 500 men can smash all of them. Now, we see Asha and the boys with Hodor actually out in the country, and they see one of the other villages that they know, and they're all, we know them, but he's all, no, we can't go there. They will torture anyone that helps us. Theon is going to kill anyone that gets in our way or tries to help us, so we can't involve them. So Jon wakes up in the morning, cuddled with his little wildling girl, and she's pretty cute, but he wakes up with a big ol' heart on because he's got a girl's booty right there in his crotch and he's never had that before. And he explains to her that he can't do that. That can't happen because he took an oath and swore celibacy to his oath to the Night's Watch. So he can't ever fuck a girl. And she's like, really, motherfucker? I'll let you fuck me right now. Come on, let's do this. Like, she's like, you really can't be with another girl? He's like, no, move. Jon, just let her suck your dick, dude. Come on. But she's staring at Jon like he's fucking crazy because of this. She's like, I couldn't go without getting my rocks off. Well, Arya and Tywin have another deep conversation, and I'm liking their conversations. He's a pretty level-headed individual for being such a badass. And they actually have a conversation. He lets her eat the food that he really didn't feel like eating. And he's like, you're hungry, girl. Sit the fuck down and eat. Don't argue. If the Lord gives you food, fucking take it. And so she's like, okay. They start talking about what she knows about the history of like the Targaryens and everything, and she explains this story about the dragons, and it wasn't just the Mad King, it was his 2 sisters, and they rode these dragons and this dragon, and they were the most powerful and badass women out there, the best warriors in the world. And she kind of shows that she has really got a lot of knowledge about a lot of stuff, and she's really obsessed with these girls as being strong female warriors, and he's digging on that. But he almost figures out that she's highborn, and he actually says, you know, get out of here. And yes, my lord. And he's like, it's me, lord. And she's like, what? And he's like, if you're gonna pretend to be a commoner, at least pretend properly. Commoners say me lord, not my lord. She's all, I'm sorry, my mother worked for royalty and she taught me how to speak properly. And he's like, you're too damn smart for your own good, girl. Like, she's got her damn little mouth is gonna get her into fucking trouble like Sansa. Sansa goes to try to thank the Hound, but he's kind of an asshole. We see Jon and his prisoner talking more, and she's trying to like turn him on and shit. And he's like, no, get the fuck out of here, stop. So then we see Robb being a kind king, and he actually invites the nurse to go with him to his next stop so she can get the supply she needs to heal and take care of the wounded on his side and his enemy's side. He wants to do the nice thing and be a kind person. And that's awesome, because that's the kind of person that Ned would have wanted him to be. That's the kind of king Ned would have wanted him to be. And I love that. I love how much of a good person Robb is and how much of a deep, kind individual he really is. I tell everyone all the time, it's all based on how you're raised, and he was raised right. Look at Joffrey, raised by inbred bitches. He's a dick. So Theon is still out there with the Maester and the Hounds and a bunch of soldiers looking for the boys and Hodor and Asha, and they're not having any luck. But the first mate kind of touches to Theon and tells him, you know what, send the Maester home. So when we find the boys, we can just fucking kill him. And so he sends him home, and the Maester is fucking worried because he knows Theon's not gonna, if he's not there to stop Theon, Theon will do something bad. And I'm kind of worried about it too. So Jorah actually arrives back to find that Dany's dragons had been stolen, and he ran back as soon as he fucking found out. And she's like losing her goddamn mind. He's all, what can I do? Just tell me what I can do for you. She's all, find my fucking dragons! Hell yeah, find her fucking dragons. You should have never left, bitch. The chick told you to stay with her and protect the dragons and her. What the hell? Jon and his wildling are still going on the same little broken record. She keeps trying to get Jon to fuck her, and then she takes a break and runs for it as soon as she gets an opening, and Jon chases her ass down. She jumps up into this like pit on this mountainside, and Jon's like looking for her and running after her, and he can't fucking find this chick. He's like, what the fuck, where'd you go? And we see all of a sudden she stands up, and Jon is surrounded by wildlings in these mountains. And holy shit, Jon is fucked. We arrive back at King's Landing in Sansa's room, and we find out that she just had her first period. This is what they had been waiting for. Joffrey can now impregnate her because now she's a woman. She's had her first period. So one of the other chicks jump in there and sees it happen, and Shay's there trying to help her cover it up so they don't have to explain. They were going to flip the mattress. The other handmaid sees it, runs to tell the queen. Shay catches this bitch in the hallway, pulls a knife on her, puts it to her throat. Bitch, you ain't gonna say nothing, motherfucker. You hear me, motherfucker? And she's like, oh my god, don't fucking kill me. Yeah, okay. So Shay, being a badass, she goes back to help Sansa flip the mattress. Too late, the Hound found out. The king's dog is a little bitch. And yeah, Joffrey's a bitch, the Hound's a bitch, and now Joffrey's gonna try to fuck Sansa, I think. Fuck! No inbred child inside the Stark daughter. Fuck you. Then we see Sansa having a talk with Cersei. Cersei kind of explaining the ways of womanhood to her and kind of like touches on it. Has your mom really ever explained it to you? She kind of has a little talk to her, a little birds and the bees talk. Then Cersei tells her some advice that she probably didn't expect to hear from Joffrey's mother. Cersei tells her, make sure you love your children and only your children. She's like, what about the king? She's all, if you can love him too, that's okay, but it's not required. And this is great because even his mother knows he's a piece of shit. He's garbage. What the fuck? Even his mom knows this. It's crazy. Then we see the Kingslayer in a cell with his new cellmate that Rob said put there. And they're reminiscing. And this cellmate actually happens to have been a squire for him in a tournament a long time ago. And he was telling him how it was the greatest fucking time of his life. And then we get some Jaime Lannister reminiscing from back in the day when he first did his first job as a squire and how it was great and he loved it and he just loved the whole excitement of the tournaments and it was awesome. Jaime leans into him, do you want to help me escape? And he said, yeah. He's all, well, you're going to have to do one thing for me. He's all, anything you want. You're going to have to die. And then Jaime starts beating this motherfucker to death. Like he's sitting there fucking twitching and shit. Jaime beat this motherfucker senseless. The guard rushes in to check on the kid and see what's going on. Jaime kills the guard and escapes. So, fuck. Then we see Dany and her host standing in front of the rest of the council, the other 12 members from the 13, and she's pissed. Then her host proclaims himself the King of Qarth. Then the Warlock, who's a member of the 13, walks and stands right next to him alongside the King of Qarth. And then the craziest shit I've ever seen happens. And let me remind you, a couple episodes, a demon crawled out of a hoo-ha. So I was tripping when this happened. The Warlock poofs and a bunch of copies of him surround the rest of the council, walk up and slit all their fucking throats. Holy shit, this guy was creepy as fuck looking, but now there's like 10 of them. What the fuck is happening? I'm tripping. Dany, Jorah, and one of her men escape the fuck out of there real quick because it's creepy as shit. It's very spooky. Me, I would have been fucking all the way swimming in the ocean to get the fuck out of there already. I don't give a fuck the boat. I'm gone. Jaime would be caught after he escaped, and the father of the guard that was killed is fucking pissed, and he wants this motherfucker's head, and they're doing everything they can to hold him back. Catelyn jumps in there and starts telling him, you are not going to do this. Your king has ordered this. You are not going to kill him. This is the Kingslayer. We need him. He's a bargaining chip in this war, not going to be killed by you. And she's standing tough against this motherfucker. I'm like, dude, you're going to die right now, girl. Get the fuck out of there. Rianne, grab that bitch and run. And she orders Jaime to be wrapped up and chained up with every fucking chain they can get their hands on, because this motherfucker is not escaping again. And Tyrion and Cersei have a little brother sister conversation and kind of like open up to each other a little bit. And he basically tells her, I know all your kids are fucking Jaimes and you guys are just, they're all incested children. But he's like, and they talk about how incested children sometimes lose their minds because the Targaryens did that for hundreds of years and they were crazy. And so Tyrion's like, well, you did good 2 out of 3. I mean, Joffrey's a piece of shit, but the other 2 are nice. They're sweet little kids. And they'll hopefully stay like that. But yeah, he's a piece of shit. I love that his uncle and his mom both know he's a piece of shit. And it's just fucking great to hear them talk shit about Joffrey. I love it. Love it. So after Catelyn saved Jaime from being beheaded, he actually goes and has to talk shit about Ned and talked about how Ned Stark fucked other women too, huh? Yeah, bring up Ned fucking other women. She hates Jon. She resents Jon like a motherfucker, so he knows that's the button you gotta push. Then Catelyn just gives that fucking crazy look in her eyes and she tells Rianne, give me your sword. And I'm like, oh shit, cut his dick off. So then we see the Maester drug out into the courtyard at Winterfell, and Theon said, you thought I was fucking around. You really did. And you just see 2 burned children's bodies hanging from the top of the castle, and the Maester is losing his shit because he was supposed to protect Bran. Bran was his to protect, and Theon, he's all, what the fuck did you do? It is crazy. I was tripping when I saw it. I was like, what? Guys, a lot of crazy shit happened this episode, including Tyrion and Cersei talking shit about Joffrey, and I love that. It's probably my favorite part. But then the most shocking part for me was when we got to see Theon show the Maester the 2 kids' burned bodies. Now, I'm pretty positive it's not them, but for him and seeing the emotion in his face, I was just like, damn, oh shit, I hope it's not them. I really do hope it's not them. But I'm pretty sure they would have strung up Asha and Hodor's big ass too, because they fucked up. This was a crazy emotional episode. There was a lot of crazy shit that went down. I'm tripping on how gnarly Theon's going in his conquest to impress his father, and he's stepping on everyone that's ever cared for him. I don't know where it's going to go next, guys, but I'm excited. So let me know your thoughts on this episode and your favorite parts down in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the videos we put out every week. And I will see you guys next time for another great adventure into the world of Game of Thrones. All right, guys. Peace out.